Good morning. I want to show you a quick tour of some of the data that's available now that we've got some content in Parent Square. First of all, I'm going to look at the district data. When I get here to the main dashboard, I see some information. I see how our families are connecting to Parent Square. I'm going to go click on My Complete Dashboard because that shows me some really finite data about what's going on. I can see the language our parents are accessing in. I can see how many students, staff, teachers, and parents are connecting. I see this donut here that tells me that we're 95% contactable. And just know that 5% we're working on right now. There's a set of students whose primary caregiver is not a mother or father, and Parent Square is struggling with that data. But Anthony is working with Parent Square to get that information transferred over from Aries in the appropriate way. As I scroll through here, I can see some information about how our parents are connecting. I see how many parents are connecting via email. I also see how many failed emails we have, and that's one of the conversations we're going to have today. I see how many are connecting via text, and I see that we have 274 people coming with notifications on the app. So some good information there for me to know that 13% have downloaded the app, and that's something I want to focus on. I also noticed that Parent Square is really great about giving me posters and information I can share with families. Some additional feature usage I see in the main dashboard. I can see what features we're using of Parent Square so far. I can also see the interaction. That's the parent engagement, how many comments have been made, how many appreciations, kind of like the like on social media. And as I go through, I can see which schools are active, and I can especially see which teachers are piloting this with some enthusiasm, right? So I get a lot of information about what's being posted. Now, when I go into a particular post, that's where I'm going to start. And that's where I'd like you to start once you get going today too. Go to the post you most recently made. Now, know that the first post on your feed might not be one of your posts. Make sure you choose one that you are the author of, you meaning your school. At the high school, that would be Rick. So the principal, at least, of your school, Monica would look there. But if someone else from Fremont was doing this activity, they would also just look at Monica's most recent post. Make sure you don't choose one that came from the district, meaning myself or Gloria. So as I scroll through and I find one that I made is what I want to look at today. So I'm going to choose this one here that I made on Friday, and I see right here that 3,020 people were notified of this post. And in this post, I talked about the different ways that parents can be notified in Parent Square. One thing that parents might say is that they're getting too many notifications, and that is a truth. If they have not activated their account and customized their notifications, they are now getting notifications both email and text in some circumstances. So the way for them to do that is for them to activate their account and customize their notifications. They can choose how they want to receive their notifications and when they want to receive their notifications. And the only way to do that is by activating their account. They will continue to receive the notifications as long as their information is correct. But if they want to customize it, we need them to log in and activate their account and set that up. Now I want to take a closer look at that data. So I'm going to look at my people notified by this, and I can see this exact page that you'll have on your post as well, except it'll be different numbers. I can see how many email users I have, how many text users I have, and how many app users I have from the district level. I can see specifically in my email users that this many were delivered, 1,800 were delivered, 755 were opened, and I had 142 that were undeliverable. This is the information I really want to take a look at today. Same thing with text. I had some failed text, and when I look at that, I noticed that 54 of those 123 were landlines, so of course that wasn't going to work. And then of course I can see my app usage data as well. Now if I wanted to take a look at these failed texts, I can scroll here and look at my text status, and I can see which ones were invalid. I can see which ones were not delivered. As I go through, I can get a good snapshot of the students who did, or parents specifically, did not receive this information. So just know that you can go through and really take a close look at this data, and you're going to use this data for an activity in a couple minutes. When I come back out of here, I'm going to go into one of the schools. I'll select Fremont today. And again, when I get to the Fremont board, you see this is something that one of the teachers posted. As I scroll further, I can see this is something that I posted. So if Monica is doing this activity, she wants to get to her post. You can see there's been some interaction here, and so she can reply to this. And of course, these posts and replies are private. Other people don't see them. This is only between you and that person. So when I click on Monica's data here, again, I get to see all this information, how many users, how many text users, how many app users, and I can drill down and take a close look at this. So what you're going to do in a few minutes is you're going to use your Parent Square data, your post data, and you're going to complete one of the pages in this here. So go in and type your school name. And if there's more than one of you from the school here today, you could each do your own page. Also type in your name. You're going to tell me how many email users, phone users, and app users you had based on that data. You're going to make a couple other notices. What are some other just observations or facts you noticed in your data? What do you still wonder about Parent Square? And then we'll talk about data next step. What are some thoughts you have about what might happen next with that data? And then some thoughts you might have about the marketing. How are we going to share Parent Square, specifically the need to activate their account, and even better, download the app as we go through here. So this is going to be your activity. Remember, go back to Google Classroom and you will see this activity. We're going to be working on this collaboratively. So find an empty page and start adding your notices, your wonders, and your numbers from Parent Square. I'll still be in the chat with questions if you need, but enjoy this activity.